welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life. I'm an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I'm Aspie. I welcome you all with open arms, and hopefully with this channel that you'll be informative, educated, motivated to do what I can to inspire you all, or to just educate you all to a point that you have learned something along the way. In this film time, if just to briefly give you guys, the new ones that's new to my channel, just an introduction, I'm all about creating mental health and awareness versus basically sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome that comes also with some other symptoms that comes with this territory. But along with these symptoms, hopefully in this territory, in this day and age, this will hopefully give you like a little idea what I am like as an individual, and not just, you know, the whole entire package of Asperger's syndrome and the like. So it comes to my attention basically also that I also do, you know, a form of motivational kind of, you know, talk of certain everyday topics that we go through, just to give you a heads up of support, but regardless, to uplift you all, encourage you all, and whatnot. Some of the tips and advice also, as well as just some of the messages that I may share, is based on my educational training and whatnot, so that you guys can understand from my perspective of what it is about, and hopefully that you'll learn something based on my training and support, and then hopefully with that we can actually put that knowledge and know-how into practice by sharing it with others regardless. So this one's all about the Let's Talk series, obviously, as per the title, and obviously these ones are all about the men's health, especially. Like I said, I can't stress it enough, this needs to be addressed, obviously, because next month in November is going to be a specialised, you know, awareness campaign for the men's health, especially here probably in New Zealand and maybe overseas. I'm not sure, I can't remember the actual date for this, but I could look it up and let you guys know, so that maybe we can participate somehow, one way or another, in support of men's health. But before I run out of time, also I want to put a disclaimer on many of these, because this one's all about Alzheimer's. So before I begin this, I am just a normal everyday Joe blogs, just sharing my life stories and experiences with my struggles, of my personal ones, especially just the struggles in general of what I go through in my everyday life, regardless how hard I try to, you know, explain it. Hopefully it'll be understandable enough, and obviously if I get a bit like technical, as people say, I humbly apologise. I'll just baby it down a bit as well. And also just a heads up while I'm doing these, if you see any signs and symptoms that may be correlated to any of the topics I address, be it mental health versus whatever that I am really, you know, interested in, let's just hope that you guys will seek professional help as well as second opinion, regardless of whatever it may be for you or your loved one or whoever it may be. So let's begin this. As I said, this is all about Alzheimer's for the men's health. Let's begin this. As we know, as we get older, it's normal to start misplacing certain everyday items around the house and forgetting people's names. But for some of the people, this can be a start of Alzheimer's, right? So therefore, we may question what it is. So Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia, which is a progressive condition, which will mean that it gets worse over the years. Alzheimer's usually starts with the forgetfulness, but as it progresses on, you can lose the words you want to say, you become disorientated, you forget how to do everyday tasks like bathing or showering, and just being able to manage the finances. Personalities also change, and people can become despondent, get frustrated, have the mood swings, and experience paranoia. The signs and symptoms to look out for of Alzheimer's can vary from person to person, however, just to bear in mind, but this will depend on the parts of the brain that has been affected. People who are close to you and see you a lot usually notice that you may repeat questions and become unable to organise or learn new things. The most common symptoms may include the following that I'm going to address to you today. Number 1, memory loss. Number 2, difficulty performing the everyday tasks that you like to do. For example, preparing meals for yourself or just making a phone call to your loved one. Number 3, problems with language. Can't find the right word you want to say to that person. Number 4, becoming disorientated and confused, not knowing where you are or how to get home. Number 5 is poor judgment, sometimes dressing inappropriately or giving away money or possessions to strangers. Number 6 is your problems with numbers, dates and time. Number 7, misplacing things again and putting things in the odd places. You know, maybe you put your keys not onto the, you know, key hook chain that you usually have by the fridge. You put it inside the fridge. Another one is your mood swings will show up now and again for no apparent reason. It will just alternatively change, and one minute you'll be fine and the next minute you'll just snap at someone real quick. Change in personality, which means you're becoming confused, suspicious, fearful, or dependent on a family member, or a loss of initiative, sleeping for long periods of time, or sitting in front of the TV for hours on end. Who gets this? As we age, though, however, our risk of developing Alzheimer's increases. 1 in 20 people over 65, and 1 in 5 people over 80 will develop this disease. I hate to use it, but it's a form of a disease because it obviously takes away our innocent life. We don't know what causes Alzheimer's, however, but we are more at risk of developing Alzheimer's if 1. a parent or sibling has Alzheimer's. 2. you've had major head injuries in the past. 3. you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol. 4. you've been a heavy drinker for a long period of time. Getting tested. As we know, like anything, to find out what's going on, we obviously need to get tested. And the first step to that, to rule out any other brain diseases, will be a physical exam and a series of blood tests. Next test will be a cognition test that will test your memory, thinking, and language skills. Depending on the outcome from that result of those testings, you might be referred to a specialist and sent for a CT or MRI scan to look for plaque buildup on the brain and indication of Alzheimer's. Treatment options. However, like many, diseases or mental health conditions, there is no cure, sadly, but however, there are ways to delay the progression of the disease, with these including both lifestyle factors and prescription drugs. You will be guaranteed to maybe slow down the process. 1, see your doctor immediately. Obviously, the doctor is your sole number 1 priority. If something doesn't feel right, they can then prescribe you medication to slow the progression of Alzheimer's. This is essential to get the help as soon as it begins, though, however. 2, sleep well. This helps clear out the protein buildup, which is the plaque in the brain, so it functions better. 3, eat well. Obviously, we need to eat well. Nutrient-rich foods and a low-sugar diet can reduce the brain inflammation. 4, vitamin supplements. Inclusion of certain herbs and vitamins in your diet. 5, no heavy metals. No one should have contact with lead and mercury. There are special care facilities for people with advanced Alzheimer's, however. Also, like I said so many times before, I'm going to post in the description basically a few bits and pieces of organisations in New Zealand that can help us in this managing this, so to speak. So this ends basically the men's health topic of Alzheimer's. Give me the like for thumbs up for support and engagement. Comment below if I missed anything, or just feel free to comment below for the ones that may have had Alzheimer's or know of a loved one that they had and how they coped with it in their daily life. I'm trying to open this for discussion so that we can, be informative, educational, what have you. Just see if we can support one another through some of these trying times, regardless what it may be. Just don't be shy to maybe, share your stories. I'm not here to judge, like I said, I'm here to support and uplift you all. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to also just share these videos around to family and friends. The more the better, obviously, so that we can learn from each other one way or another. So enough for the do, guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for, being there for me. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing.